Come on now, girls. We've got to get the ritual just right if we want to re-resurrect the Sanderson sisters like they do in Hocus Pocus 2. Magica, Mystica, Malika, Moo. Sneakin' a, peekin' a. Emmys, win you. Not like that, Sydney. Come on now, girls. We've got to get the chant right if we want to re-resurrect the Sanderson sisters like they do in Hocus Pocus 2.
Thank goodness the sequel showed us exactly which ritual to do. 29 years since the original black flame candle was lit, 3 new young women accidentally bring the child-hungry Winifred, Mary, and Sarah Sanderson back to life.
Once we summon them, I can't wait to ask about their newest evil schemes. In the sequel, we learned a little more about their backstory, but I still don't feel like the movie's attempt at character development really panned out.
Yeah, it really showed with the greatest treasure plotline. I love the sisters, but to be honest, I didn't resonate with the mushy-gushy stuff about Winnie's choice to sacrifice ultimate power and join her sisters in the afterlife.
It didn't help that the sisters were essentially Thanos snapped in that section of the movie. It kind of took me out of it.
No, I think it all really came down to the fact that Winnie's sweet and generous gestures were undercut by her rude and honestly abusive interactions with Mary and Sarah. But to be honest, those are her most iconic moments. I just wish the film had let her be a true villain, evil and fabulous.
Absolutely. I wish we had stuck with the original heroes in some way. I don't know why Disney thinks we need a redemption arc to add on to a franchise.
Cruella, Maleficent, Sandersons too.
I would have loved more villainous musical performances. I don't know how much stupid money they gave Elton John for their witchy cover of The Bitches Are Back, but it wasn't well spent.
Their rendition of One Way or Another was also very bland. Very much giving the new Zombies era of DCOM. I know it's impossible to top the 1993 I Put a Spell on You, but they didn't even try.
I did love some of the drag cameos in that scene though. Ginger, Kimora, and Cornbread looked great.
They were a better trio than those new kids. I mean, I thought their performances were all good and everything, but I felt cheated that they kept hinting at a lesbian lovers arc and then didn't commit.
I also didn't understand why the main girl was suddenly a witch. There was no explanation for that. At least the Sanderson sisters got a book from Hannah Waddingham.
I loved her performance as Mother Witch. She was a standout compared to some of the other new characters. The only thing I liked about Gilbert the Great was his name. Reboota, rewatcha, a Disney Plus coup.
I also miss the original's look. The sequel replaced all the big bright colors from the 90s with a couple of jewel tones and lots of shadows. All the Scarlets turned maroon, and it made me kind of sad.
Yeah, but I do think they did a great job with the hair and makeup for Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy. They all incorporated elements from the original really well.
I still think they did SJP dirty with those eyebrows, though.
Yes,
sister.
Producta pregunta, the placement so true.
Walgreens made out like a bandit with its product placement in this movie. It honestly could have been called Hocus Pocus 2 at the corner of happy and healthy.
I mean, they had to find some way to pay for all the CGI shots of the sisters shooting magical lightning bolts and flying on their brooms. Brooms and Broombas, I mean. The shot of Winifred snatching that girl out of the sky was hilarious.
Yes, I know with the original the CGI wasn't exactly perfect, but the mixture of practical effects made everything feel so much more real and stage-like.
It definitely seemed like a lot of the sequel came together in post. It was obvious in a lot of places where they had to punch up the script with some ADR.
It might be just the nostalgia talking, but I think that all things considered, Hocus Pocus 2 failed to recreate the delightfully spooky and wholesome vibe that made the original such a classic.
It's still a cute watch, but I don't think I'll be revisiting it next year.
Maybe we can convince the sisters to star in a third installment of the franchise. They're almost here.
Insta, YouTube, and Twitter review at Sneak Peek TV. The witches come through.